Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be creepy bad pickup artist. So I've got a cringe-worthy email here. This particular guy, he says he's watched a bunch of my videos and he's read my book, and I assume he's talking about the first book, 3% Man, but doesn't sound like he's read it 10 to 15 times because he also says that even though he's familiar with my work, he met this particular woman and he just totally became overwhelmed by his emotions. And you'll see when I go through his email that it was a train wreck. Plus, on top of that, he's got mutual friends that are friends with this particular woman who more than likely want to date her also. So he's getting cock blocked by them. And it's another reason why what I talk about in 3% Man is that you want to keep this stuff to yourself. Because if you have mutual friends, especially if there's mutual guy friends that know a particular woman, usually there's going to be one or two or more that would like to date her but don't have the guts to go for it, or maybe they've been friend zoned. And so they'll actually work against you and make you look bad. That's why it's best to keep these things to yourself, because gentlemen don't kiss and tell. And when you've got a closed group of people and you start running your mouth or talking to one of them in confidence, especially if you're talking to a woman, because women historically can't keep secrets for very long. I remember reading a study a few years ago. I think said something like the most the average woman can keep a secret for is about like 45 seconds before they have to tell somebody. And it's pretty funny when you think about it, but if you're in one of these situations, as the old Indian proverb goes, if tribe not to know, keep mouth shut. So I've got a quote that I wrote for this particular video, a handcrafted quote. There was a review on my new book, Quotes, Ruminations, and Contemplations, and one of the guys was saying how he looked forward to the handcrafted quotes in the beginning of my videos. And so basically what I do at the beginning of every video is I write a quote, some kind of success or mindset quote, depending on what the topic of the video is about, and then I kind of talk about it for a bit, and then I get into the email, and that's basically what the new book is all about. There's 250 of them in here, and so I read the quote, and then whatever comes to mind, whether it's a story or some example, I relate to it. And so this new book really does a good job of, and the feedback I'm getting is that people are saying it really ties in all the concepts in both my first two books, 3% Man and Mastering Yourself. So it's available in iTunes and audiobook format, and I highly encourage you to go get it. But you can read all three of these books for free at understandingrelationships.com. Just subscribe to the email newsletter. So with that said, let's go through this quote, my handcrafted quote of the day, and then we'll go through his email. And the quote says, "Love is playful and fun. Love is freedom. Love is allowing. Love is giving without expectations or attachment to any outcome. Being unattached to any outcome does not mean there is a lack of desire. It just means that you are not hijacked and controlled by your desire. You are simply okay with any and all outcomes because you have faith that eventually the right person or the right opportunity will effortlessly manifest after consistent effort to make your desires a reality. Self-love means that you want what's best for you, and you want and will only accept those who want you also. Why? Because it is demeaning, degrading, and disrespectful to yourself to try to keep those in your life who don't want to keep you in theirs. Self-love is choosing to only spend your time where you are celebrated, cherished, and welcome, instead of where you are simply tolerated." So with that in mind, you're going to see that in this particular email, it's like the perfect quote for the mindset that this guy should have employed, but obviously did not. And he became totally overwhelmed by his emotions, his neediness. And you can see there's also some approval-seeking behavior. And so instead of coming off as charming and playful, he gives off this weird, creepy vibe. And on top of that, he's involving these supposed guy friends of his with this particular girl and what's going on, and it's obvious they're probably cock blocking him too and making her feel bad about interacting with him, but he's doing himself no favors with his behavior. So you'll see he was the opposite of what the quote said. He says, "Hi, Corey. I saw your videos and read your book." Well, that's why I say read it 10 to 15 times. Especially if these are your natural tendencies, is to do things that turn women off, because you're emotionally anchored to the wrong way to show up that creates attraction. And what you'll see is that he's too controlling. He tries too hard to interact with her, and he's not paying attention, and he doesn't give her the space to feel comfortable with him. Instead, he's trying to force himself. So what happens is he gives off this weird, creepy vibe that's the kind of vibe that a stalker would give off, or a guy that would become an abusive boyfriend or physically abuse her, or put her in a position where she could potentially be taken advantage of or raped or something happen to her physically. So all women have this instinctiveness to sense this. And when a guy behaves this way and gives off this vibe, it scares them and they're going to run away. He says, "It helped me, but I made mistakes anyway with a girl I like." And that's why I say read it 10 to 15 times, because repetition is the mother of skill. You've got to practice this stuff, because if you just wait for a girl you really like to come along and then you start practicing it, you haven't gotten any better. And then all those emotions, those negative emotions that you're anchored to, are going to influence your behavior in a negative way. He says, "I met a girl and I really liked her, so I asked her out. She was interested in me and everything was going fine. We became physically intimate. We kissed, but then she said it is too soon, so I just backed away." Well, a delay, a lot of guys make the mistake when a woman pushes you away like this, that a delay is a permanent denial. All it means is you're moving a little too fast. You're trying to rush things too much beyond her comfort zone. But obviously when you're trying to fumble through and figure this stuff out, you have to get into these situations. And the more you practice, the more you see what works and what doesn't work. And the more that you see the things that are in my book, that they work, the more that builds your self-confidence, and it makes it easier and easier as time goes by and you go through more repetitions with other women to do the right things. Then 2 days later, she texted me and we had some chat, and I asked her to come over for a movie, and she didn't respond for 3 days. So when you invite a woman over to your house who you maybe went out with on a date and you kissed, and she says we're moving too fast, and then you invite her over for a movie, you're basically saying, "Hey, you want to come over and fuck?" And that is lack of self-awareness. It's not paying attention to where she is at. So if a girl's backing away because you came on too strong in the first date, the worst thing you can do is invite her over to your house for the next one. I'd go pick her up or meet her out, have another date, spend more time talking to her. He's just too much in a rush to get access to the promised land. I got panicked and I asked her, "What is going on?" That is just, come on, man. Come on, man. What is going on? Well, when you say that, you're like, you just basically say, "I got no game. I don't understand women. I'm weird. I'm creepy. And you should probably reject me." That communicates that you are uncentered. You have become unglued. She took 3 days to reply. Women will do this on purpose when they get that weird vibe from you. That's why you're cool either way. Just like the quote says, you're unattached to any outcome. Instead of being, "Hey, it's awesome to hear from you. We should get together," and say, he's like, "What's going on? What's going on with you, woman? I'm upset. I can't work. I can't think straight. I'm obsessed. I'm a weirdo." That's the vibe you give off. It's no bueno. Then she told me that she just wants to be friends with me, but I told her that maybe things went too fast, so let's take some time off from each other and let's take it slow and we will see where things go. I would have just said, "I'm not interested in being friends, but hey, if you change your mind, get in touch." But I think at this point, the damage was done. After 1 week, we ran into each other while grocery shopping, and I started to talk to her again. I met her on my way home from the gym, and she was with her friends, so I shook hands, talked to other guys, And she was not looking at me, so I thought maybe I'm making her uncomfortable. So I left, and then she saw me with the expressions that she didn't want me to leave and had a bit of an upset face. Well, there was definitely some interest there in the beginning, but you're not reading the signs and you're trying too hard. You're too forceful and too controlling, and that scares women. Remember the Thich Nhat Hanh quote I say all the time, and it's in my book 3% Man. You must love in such a way that the person you love feels free. Do you think you made her feel like she was free to come and go as she pleases without causing you to lose your shit? Obviously not. You're supposed to be unperturbable, and you communicated that you were totally perturbed when you're like, hey, what's going on? One day I asked her to go out with me, and she said she will tell me after asking our common friends to come along. So she wants some cock blockers. She didn't want to meet me alone. Then I got busy in my work, and later in the evening I saw her out with those friends, but I was not upset. I just went to her and said that I want to talk to you. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's a bad way to go. When you tell them we need to talk, you're basically saying, I want to have a serious conversation. It's like, dude, you kissed her one time. It's like, I got to lock her down. I got to make her mine. She's going to get away. That's what I saw in the movie. She said she will talk to me later. You're just making her feel totally uncomfortable, bro. We went our separate ways. The next day when I woke up, I saw that she had already blocked me. See? Not paying attention. When you don't read the book 10 to 15 times and you continue to act the same weird, creepy way as you used to before you came across my work, if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to continue to get what you've always got. And that's what's happening here. 2 days later, I talked to her on a messaging app where she did not block me. Ha! You didn't block me here. I am back. And I told her that I really like her. She knows that, dude. Women, if you're talking to a woman, she knows you like her. And if I did anything that she is upset about, I'm sorry for that. And I said to her that I can't stop thinking about her and that I really want things between us to go somewhere. It's like, you're talking so serious. Love is playful and fun. And this is more, I got to control this woman. I got to force her to do what I want because deep down, I don't think she'll like me. And so you're communicating that. You're literally, I know you're not going to like me. I know you're not going to like me. I know I'm not good enough. I know I'm not good enough. But please like me anyways, Your Highness. How can she help but say, you know what? You're right. You don't deserve me. She told me that she doesn't have any feelings for me. Feelings take time, bro. There was an attraction in the beginning, but you fumbled the football. Then I didn't say anything and I told her bye. Will she be coming back? I'd say probably not. Normally I'd say flip a coin. It could go either way, but I would say there's maybe a 5% chance. It's really low, bro. And what can I do on my side to make it happen? Bro, that's your problem. You're trying to make things happen because you're attached to your desire instead of being like, hey, cool. Maybe she gets in touch. Maybe she doesn't. It shouldn't matter. What you should be doing is dating and having a good time, and those friends that are in common should hear about you hanging out with other girls, especially girls that are prettier with you, and having a good time. If they say, hey, what happened to you and so-and-so? I was like, hey, we went out once. She seemed like a nice girl. I don't know, I haven't talked to her, but I met somebody new and things are going great. I got 3 girls I'm dating. It's amazing. So happy. Why would I want to settle down with just one girl? Those things can work to your advantage. Oh, he's fucking 3 different girls. You shouldn't like him. And she'll be like, really? He's dating 3 other women? Huh. I wonder why he hasn't tried calling me. Maybe I should unblock him and ask him. There's one more thing. Our common friends do not want me and that girl to be together. Probably because some of them want to fuck her. This is why you keep shit to yourself. Tribe not to know, keep mouth shut. Gentlemen, don't kiss and tell. And this is exactly why. Because you're getting cock blocked by the beta male orbiters that are circling her looking for their opportunity. And that's the real reason. So any of those guys that are saying they don't want you two to be together, it's because they want to be together with her. And so they're trying to fly under the radar and be friends first. but instead they're stuck in blue ball zone. They are a bit of a narcissist, and they told me that if I wanted to keep the friendship with them, that I must not talk about her. Yeah, it sounds like you've been you've been vomiting your feelings and your interest all over these guys, and all they did was go to her and make you look weird and creepy, even though you did a good job of that yourself. And they told the same thing to her. Yeah, they totally. See, if you'd have kept it on the down low, see what happened was you also gave off the vibe that you're going to bring drama and problems into her social circle, which you did. So the idea is women would rather be able to hook up with you and date you in secret and see where things go and have you totally keep it between the two of you. And if people ask, just say, I don't know what you're talking about. And even if I was dating her, gentlemen, don't kiss and tell. I can neither confirm nor deny anything happened. It was the day when they became angry on the girl that we were seeing each other without telling them anything, and she just said sorry to them and started going distant from me. Yeah, it's because they probably all want to fuck her, and they're jealous of you. Because you had a shot, but you fumbled the football. He says, I broke my friendship with these guys saying that I cannot trust you anymore. Well, that's again... 3% man is only going to help you if you actually apply it. When you do the opposite of it, this is what happens. This is why it says, gentlemen, don't kiss and tell. You don't tell your friends. I even had some examples where I was sharing things with some of the guys that I was working with, and because they knew the girl I was dating, and they kind of secretly wanted to slide in there as well, they would say things to cockblock me. Or they would gossip to the girls in the office, and then, well, all you got to do is tell one of them, because they all knew that particular girl before she became my girlfriend. And they would go out and hang out and lunch, and it's like, so whatever happened, if I told one of the guys, they tell one of the girls, the loan processors, within an hour. I mean, because I get a call from her, oh, so I heard this and I heard that. And I was like, oh. And then I learned the hard way, you just keep your mouth shut. It's just not worth it. It never ends well. They're not going to help you. Because a lot of guys are beta male orbiters, and you think they're on your side, but really they want to fuck the girl that you're all friends with, and they will cock block you. They just, hey, how are you? Oh, yeah, I think you guys would make a great couple. And then behind your back, they're going, oh, that guy's a fucking asshole. I don't date him. Oh, yeah. He's a jerk. He says, but she's still friends with them. You know what? They all deserve each other. Because it also sounds like she needs to keep a lot of beta male orbiters for attention and validation. So why would you want that? I wouldn't want that. No bueno. So, like I said, I don't think you're going to hear from her again. It's possible, but the best thing you can do to make that a possibility is meet and date as many women as possible. And you can let it go through the grapevine that you're dating and having a great time. And if anybody asks you, say, oh, I haven't talked to her in a long time, but hey, I'm dating 3 other girls and I'm having a lot of fun, so I don't really fucking care. Like, no, I wouldn't say that. But you're like, hey, she was a nice girl, but I don't know. I haven't talked to her. I met a bunch of other girls right after, and I've been kind of busy. My dance card has been full. So if you'd like to get my help personally, maybe you want to do a phone session to talk about your personal and professional life, any challenges you're having, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the products tab at the top of your screen, and book a coaching session with yours truly. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.